Hey yo everybody, it's Kevin Resilient Timmy back with some unfinished business. I can't be leaving multiple series unfinished. It just won't do. By the way, I think we were in.
Hardcore!
Yeah. Yeah. Pathfinder, I admit I bit off more than I can chew. Disco Elysium, I can do this. I've done it before. We getting back in here after half a year off. We're briefly gonna walk in circles while I explain why I took a year. I had not a year, half a year off. The obvious reason? Medical. Say no more. Just the less obvious reasons. This character got a little personal. The way I play role playing games is pretty specific. Let me open up some notes about how I do this so I can say something coherent enough, because this is actually a little bit of a difficult point. Yeah, I know I could have prepared ahead, but I didn't. I got it. So yeah, I use role-playing characters to externalize personality traits and behaviors I'm analyzing within myself or other people. I do this by creating a character who's a caricature to focus on one specific thing, typically. That might be enough to explain it, actually. Yeah, that's enough to get the point. And this character here, well, I mean, it's in the title of the series. This character was to explore my capacity for empathy in context of brain damage. I have medical issues. And I felt that I had completely lost my empathy. And playing this character, I don't know if revealed's the right word, but just the way that what was supposed to be a character who was just completely empathetic to everybody and Mr. Helpful kind of, caricature. That's not how he developed. In fact, this is a great opportunity to remind ourselves what skills we took. And it's primarily, yeah, the substance abuse skill. And pain threshold. Basically, a lot of suffering. Kind of, okay, we do actually have a lot of empathy, but I think the point was how I was playing this, and I don't fully remember how I've roleplayed this character. Maybe that's the reason I'm coming back now, is I've forgotten enough about how I was playing him. But I know I was being selectively empathetic, and drowning the fact that I wasn't able to be empathetic with everyone in like drugs and sex and all that. So now in real life, I don't know. I've limited um, opportunities to be empathetic and so on, but I think what I've realized is just that I'm basically in a survival situation. I can just focus on myself, don't matter, whatever. And my empathy has started to come back a bit as far as I could tell. So I mean that's a fluctuating. So I don't know, maybe that the fact that I've bounced a little bit on that has made this more manageable to play. But on the topic of empathy comes the third reason that I stopped playing this. And it's along the same lines, perhaps. I realized a couple episodes back, and I discussed it at the point of realization, so maybe it's not too shocking. And I will say, this game, I've been playing it for 2.5 playthroughs, and been all, hype and hope or whatever about it, because the passion of the artists and the game devs is just soaked through everything. So I found this game, completely energizing just because of how much of a passion project it obviously is. But what finally broke through to me after probably like 90 hours playing this over the years is how distinctly depressing and ugly the world has been made to be. And this is actually the worst location of the game to be making that point, because it's probably one of the least ugly. But a deliberate, ugliness. So, I mean, it's not a criticism. That's the point to be made here. The artists have brought out what they deliberately intended to do. It's how the world is supposed to be presented. And that's what bothered me, because it hit me as a player, the empathy. Like, I wasn't getting the actual meaning out of the artwork. I was just picking up on the effort that went into it. That I've been playing this game feeling the wrong emotion. Happy, enjoy niche game, da. When this world is supposed to be crushing. And that bothered me on a level for trying to figure out all the reasons. There was definitely an ego attack that really hit my empathy more so than just the role playing with the character, because that the role playing is a fully externalized thing. Like, I'm not playing myself, I'm playing a caricature of a trait. But that engaging with the game, human to screen, that hit my empathy directly. Or challenged it, I suppose. And then additionally, you just suddenly notice that something's supposed to be ugly and depressing. You kind of feel under attack a little bit. So there was a little bit of that. It's less so than the other reasons. But yeah, we're back. I've been on a detective game kick. It's a good time. And I think I'm over whatever issue I was having with the game, because it wasn't really an issue with the game. It's an issue with myself. So, forgive me for not remembering everything I was doing. Pretty sure I'm a fair bit of the way through the game. There's probably not... That's a lovely high-pitched noise. Let's not stand there. It's not too much to distract me. I do remember the whole Kuno's dad thing. Like, that's unforgettable. And it's unforgivable that I did my pause before doing that, because that's like something I was hyping up for ages. But yes, we were killing time so we could go do this. That's what we were doing. And I don't think there's an extreme amount of content left other than this whole saga with the church and the ravers. Which, I mean, hey, this is one of the biggest side quests in the game, but I don't think there's too many other side quests left. Remember, we weren't doing this one. We weren't touching the body. That's right. That one I think we failed. Have we already talked to this dude?
Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently.
Yeah, I guess we stopped before talking to him. This is the Crab Man. Yeah, this game's memorable enough. Bits are coming back.
The Crab Man.
Well, I'm not really too concerned that I didn't remember how I was role-playing this guy. I'll figure it out. We'll get back into it. We weren't being over-policey. We were not even wearing any of the uniform.
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
Oh. First thing anyone says to us. I don't just drink, I'll have you know. Oh, we almost just immediately died.
Here you could receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
Something tells me this might be one of the more significant moments in the game for empathy. Wonder if I picked up on that before I put down the game.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Well, now we especially do. He might have some extras.
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality.
We were replaying this guy as particularly religious. Man, I don't even know what my personal thoughts on religion were 6 months ago. But that's alright.
Hey, and what was that about, the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it. I was like you once, just dragging my feet to the next bottle. Shit was dark, Holmes.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
If the lieutenant agrees, then maybe, just maybe, you should pay attention. Look at these crazies. What is this? A fucking intervention?
Ecclesiastic? Or is it ecclesiastic? It's not that one. I don't think there's a way to pronounce that A. Oh, now I want to try. Ecclesiastic? Ecclesiastic. No. This is dumb. Got it right the first time. Well, I gotta get it wrong. Ecclesiastic. With an implied A.
The grave's coming for your little identity sooner than you think, Holmes. You sure you're ready? The mother could set you free from all that shit. This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
This Mother of Silence sounds like a serious player. You might want to be careful until you find out what you're dealing with.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Think they scared of me. Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Never known myself to be a crab, but if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it. I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique. I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone. Nah, Ese, it's not like that. Best thing that could happen to you, losing your memory.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore. That's not quite right, but you're getting somewhere. Any one of us could have been anything else. We are all one who sing the mother's glory. This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there, a way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration.
I mean, there's a lot of religious symbolism going on with that. Question is it Gnostic or no? We'll see nothingness as the goal. I don't know. There's very few religions that openly say that nothingness is the goal, but quite a few where self-erasure is the goal, under promise of reward. have a little bit of a personal history with Gnostic thought, but I wasn't part of desiring nothingness, more so chaos. Basically just guaranteed somethingness. It's, how it's the way to phrase that. I mean, chaos is a pretty good word for it, but it's the promise almost not of self-erasure, but that's not the right phrasing. It's not the promise of nothingness, but of just overwhelming endless sensation. Literally the exact opposite of nothingness. But I mean, then there's basically the two ways you can go with Gnosticism. Toward destruction of self, or I don't know if I'd call that elevation of self, but preservation of self, maybe. I mean, as long as there's sensory input, there's a you that's processing it, and that preserves the you. I suppose. If there's nothing, you can't tell if there's a consciousness that's distinctly you, because there's nothing to process and see if it's being filtered through your lens. That makes sense. I mean, I never thought about it on that level back then either. So, I mean, don't be thinking I got this big, complicated, well thought through religious past here. But, yeah.
I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'd be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Basically, what this guy's saying is he fell into worshipping nothingness because it's another method of not confronting the self. Self-erasure. Stuff he doesn't want to be linked to the things he has seen and done.
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
Yeah, okay. So the nothingness isn't about complete annihilation. It's just being able to experience without the filters of yourself. So it's where it's different from nihilism, because it's not wanting to completely get away from literally everything. It's just wanting to get away from the self. You might say that perhaps that's a more destructive way to view things than nihilism, because you're seeing that you yourself are the problem, exclusively yourself. Don't think that's right. Religion's, of course, a complicated topic, because you can talk about what's good for a society and what's good for the individual, and then it becomes endlessly complicated because those things feed into each other. But yeah, we don't need to have that talk. We need to play the game.
Oh, that's no simple question, S.A. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
That's interesting in the context of what we've been talking. That he's basically, the word is iconoclasm. It's relevant, the relevant word to this, and it's kind of a religious belief, and I don't remember if the iconoclasts are like the ones who were for or against, but the concept of depicting religious figures in art has been banned in certain religions. And that makes sense in the context of religions that are trying to get rid of the self. Why would you want art? Because art is literally immortalizing the self. Because you're seeing something filtered through the personal experiences and consciousnesses of a person. It reinforces the value of the self. It's creating art. So if he's into nothingness, then obviously he wouldn't want the basically the deity or the patron saint that he believes is for that being painted or sculpted.
His adoration is beyond sexual. This cavity is something that no human form has.
I mean, self-erasure, that is definitely something people go to drugs for. Drugs or intense faith. Well, not or. There's usually an and in there, but
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
I mean, here the question becomes, is the faith completely fulfilling the needs you go to it for? Because drugs are usually just imitations. They're poorly filling a need. Maybe they boost one hormone that's related. Like opioids, for example, boost oxytocin, I believe. Double check that, verify. So they simulate part of human connection and warmth. Tobacco and smoking, nicotine, reacts with acetylcholine sensors, which means you're partially getting what you would get from resting and relaxing, taking time off, a smoke break. It mimics taking an actual break. That's, I mean, it's easy to say drugs are bad because side effects and health, but I don't think that should be the primary argument. I think it comes down to that they're basically imitations of things that could be gained through behaviors, and they never actually fulfill the need. So then the question is, if you spin that around on faith, then you suddenly have a very difficult discussion to have. Difficult in that it would be endlessly long, because different people seem to get different things from faith. Personally, I'd say for me, faith has been similar to a drug.
I can see, and it saddens me. But devotion can save you.
It's and it hasn't
saved me.
fulfilled any needs. Why I don't particularly engage with it so much, other than faith and religion just being an interesting topic to learn about. I don't know. I don't see myself outside of it. I just see myself taking a break from it, perhaps. But my life experiences with the medical have invalidated most of the beliefs all the beliefs I have previously had or flirted with, really. But that's not a full topic. As to final point, it's one thing I've been curious about, if faith perhaps is something that provides more value to introverts versus extroverts. and I'm explicitly talking like the internal the internal behaviors and rituals, prayer and contemplation. Because I mean, obviously, there's faith, and there's communities and churches and so on. But that's outside the point here. Did we already? Yeah. Thought we already said this line.
I heard that before, Way, and I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
Like I said, the side effects aren't the primary argument against substance use. It's a incomplete filling of a need because it's just a behavior that gives the illusion of doing another behavior.
There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system.
No worries, man. I know this shit takes time.
Yeah, my final point was I think the primary, or the things that faith exclusively can provide are going to provide significantly more value to some personality types than others. I don't think it's universal. Which I would say invalidates the concept of religion to a large degree, honestly. Because if it's correct, then it should appeal and be of significant value to everybody, but yeah, I'm someone who speaks with an extreme amount of confidence on almost all topics that I feel I have any semblance of knowledge in, but the religion discussion is definitely something I've put the pause on before hitting any conclusions. I did have a whole bunch of experiences that I feel invalidate a whole bunch of outlooks, and I feel like I've not stumbled across the right outlook yet. It's still out there waiting to be learned about. Because I'm certainly no atheist. I've had experiences I feel invalidate that as a belief as well. So not a topic I speak as confidently on, but I like discussing it and exploring it all the same. Yeah.
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way. It didn't belong to me. I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory. I ain't from no Mariette, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother. I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
Yeah, this whole apocalypse thing that we go on about in this playthrough, that's just externalizing internal pain into symbolism, isn't it? Or utilizing symbolism. Not into symbolism might be proper grammar, I'm not sure.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
Police raid a while back.
Did you witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Sounds like Shar from Dungeons and Dragons and Baldur's Gate 3. Goddess of forgetting to forgetting in self-erasure to reduce pain.
Could it be that he just doesn't want to discuss a police raid with another police officer?
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes. No, I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
I already got one of those.
Guess. That is only a ludicrous daydream. Guess again. You're the...
No, but I am that.
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
Can I be multiple types?
Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry.
I don't know if that's the kind of empath we try to be. Or if that even is a type of empath. That's just feeling like you're about to disappoint everyone.
No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. Wow. Okay. Fuck off. Maybe we were wrong about you then.
That ain't us. Not this round. It's cold in here. Man, can you believe I ever did Let's Plays without talking? Mr. Never Shuts Up over here.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty.
You know we ain't gonna be flying through this game to the end either when I got however many, 6 months of tangents lined up. I only got some of them out in other games. This game just provokes them all out of me. Drags kicking and screaming right out of my lungs. Yeah. Let's try to engage with the content here. I feel like this is a part of the game that goes over my head, typically. Let's try to understand it today.
Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel. Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass, Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you. As if under a microscope. As that bitter thought passes through your head, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder with 3 fingers.
Well, now it's an empathy challenge. It was personal up until Kim got involved.
Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. When it's done, you're still standing in the apricot-colored light of the window. The woman smiles her distant smile, unmoved, struck in half by the crack in the glass. Serves her right. She only cares about her sovereign's orb and her silk robes and getting to the aerodrome on time. To leave.
None of that's getting done.
It's Dolores Day. The old woman was right. This is the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the Small Pinewood Church in some records. It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers. Okie dodo.
Yeah, maybe I'm not gonna get a whole big long thing here.
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence, Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived.
Right. It's not exactly a transcendent religion. It's a secular faith. That's not the right word, is it? An agnostic faith. Maybe that's the right word.
No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men. The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
Yeah, the horrible thing about not playing this game for 6 months and knowing that I was failing, in quotation marks, to play a fully empathetic character is I don't remember who he felt empathy for and who he looked down on. I know we weren't getting along with Kim so great, but beyond that, we weren't getting along with the boat woman. We were getting along with Kuno, kind of, as much as anyone can. I don't think it was just a wealth inequality class thing, though.
In a way, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built from the ground up to accommodate innocenic rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office. No, we are alone. Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty.
I don't know if this artwork really proving that point. I don't think so.
Draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed? The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away. Terribly, women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
The philosopher queen.
It was on her advice that Irene la Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale, a costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era.
I mean, that answers the when question. About 300 years ago, or a bit longer.
Okay, when her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. I repeat, her lungs started glowing. Do you care now?
I don't know, that's just kind of weird, you know? Like, how yeah, even possible? You know, it's not the whole, like, respiratory system glowing, it's just the lungs. It's like, well, how would that even happen, you know? Like, don't make no sense, no brother. I don't get it. I don't need to ask the when. Yeah, I would have missed this whole dialogue if I didn't just get a lucky dice roll, too. So, if I miss part of it, I'm not really all that bothered about it, you know what I'm talking about, what I mean there?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
That's bad. Or is it?
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
Oh. So she was up in an ivory tower, basically, learning about all the social this and that from books and not actually being out among the people. Yeah, that's relevant to someone I know, myself. Lots of studying about social sciences and stuck in a room. It's fine. The Mesks aren't even real. I can't genocide them.
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity.
So secular religion was the right terminology, and this is basically the religion of communism. Forced atheism and belief in humanity. Yeah. It's interesting that they have it set up in an Enlightenment aesthetic. But I suppose that's the argument the game devs are trying to make in this specific scene, is that communism is the direct descendant of the Enlightenment. And the only correct conclusion of it. Basically humanism to communism. Very simplified that point.
She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacific, mare interregnum.
I think the point too is the whole real communism has never been tried, because so far it's only been tried by academics and people read into war and revolution and all that, and not actually men of the people. I think that's what's being hinted at here. And hey, man, I said it in the last series I played. No, nobody wants to die, but economic politics is not one of my topics of knowledge or interest, because I really don't think it's all that important. I think social policy is everything. economics is just a way to justify social policy changes. Well,
Little is known of her
yeah.
Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her.
I feel like there was an and to my economic politics point. Oh, yeah, my belief that social policy is everything. It may well be something that's rooted in the modern day, and perhaps I would not have felt the same way in, well, more just older times, pre-1900s. I don't know.
Lieutenant Freighter, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
Alright. So the history of her implies there was a lot of high-level manipulating going on. It wasn't just like everything naturally fell into place. Yeah, she tried to force. Basically, tried to force good. I'll put quotation marks. And perhaps made it unpopular through. My language and vocab's failing me a little bit today, but I am getting there. Her methods were bad and might have tainted the goals. There you go. Her methods were bad because she wasn't self-aware and socially aware. She was too high in the clouds, intellectualizing, trying to do things efficiently. You get what I'm putting down, right?
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
Oh, I mean, right back to the original point. She tried to make things go too fast and ruined it. Because that's what innocences do. They compress the inevitables, things that would take ages, into decades. Yeah, and the quicker you do something, the more resentment and rebellion you create. So that's what this whole thing is discussing. Is it trying to rush a good thing can destroy it, or have consequences that are worse than the delay.
I don't know about that. It was a different time, a different war. Either way, this church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. We should conclude our business and move on.
An imperceptible tinge of fear. The lieutenant is afraid of the church. He does not know why, but he is.
I mean, it is a form of imperialism as well. I mean, everything's ideological imperialism now these days. Communism was one of the first of its kind. Economics is nothing right now. Nothing. I'm talking in a very specific context that I would really struggle to put into words, so that's not great. The point I made in Nobody Wants to Die is people's preference of economic system is just based on their perceived closeness to the people who would end up in power in that system. People get by, no matter what system it is, and you end up with one or another nepotistic group in power. It's just the inevitability. The most nepotistic always win in all the systems that we've so far developed, or at least the systems we would relate to the 19th, 20th, and 21st centuries. Not so sure about the prior era of guilds and feudalism and all that, if it might have been had different outcomes, but the modern three economic systems, if we say capitalism, communism, and National Socialism, all just end up with one or another nepotistic group. Given enough time, you probably get the same nepotistic group, the ones who are best at it. Now, yeah, talking economic theory and focusing your political view around it is really just playing a game of musical chairs that'll always end the same way. And the average people who have no connection to power always find a way to get by, it seems, so. In the end, economics is just an aesthetic. It's not where real change comes from. Unless someone comes up with some new system that somehow changes the fundamentals of how wealth ends up spread around. But wealth and power, yeah. On a political level, that's what money is. It's just grease of power, I need to explain that point. It's physical commodity representing power. How about that? I mean, if you're not addressing power, you're not addressing wealth. So you can't just take economics and run with it.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
I'm cutting that political point because I'm just getting less coherent as I talk. So let's let it lie.
A radio computer, and it's turned on.
There you go. There's your palate cleanser. I made a funny noise.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case. A radio computer. We have one down at the station. No, I don't know how to operate it or what it's used for. Let's go.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed. Nothing happens. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver.
I wonder if my ramblings make this series more or less watchable. versus my original playthrough where I didn't have any commentary. Lucky for you, you now have the choice. And then again, if you've watched this far into a series, I mean, do you really have a choice? You're just going to drop in and go switch to the other one. Or are you? Nah, I wouldn't advise it. I played the game dramatically different. There'd be a lack of continuity between the characters.
Oh no, it was already glowing and now it's also making a sound? It's probably some alien CO-like technology.
I don't know if you can tell, but I've been fighting my computer mouse this episode. The cursor literally got stuck right after I started making that point. I don't know if there's something going wrong with it or what, but it's got me worried.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Yeah, it's like the sensor gets stuck on the mouse. Switches or flicks on and off or something, I don't know. Not good, tell you that.
Good evening, Fortress Accident on Sandrone. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat, is this the personal log? Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne. Now please repeat, is this the personal log?
She repeats passwords. Programming people are paranoid.
They're merely cautious. It's my job to protect their filaments as a password repeater at the East Insulindian Station.
You weren't gonna make it out of this church this episode.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk all day to people like you over a warm cup of tea.
That's a relevant thought to process for the modern day. Endlessly socializing, but never in person. Is it a social experience, or is it a lonely experience? And look, she even gets warmth. So it doesn't matter that there's no one else there, right? Right? And is socializing virtually online just another drug like faith that's partially fulfilling a need? Tell you, these game devs, they're masters of the craft. They know why they put things where they put things, and everything that's in this room's all interconnected. The dangers of the lack of socializing with enough people and being some big important person. The personal consequences of not getting real socialization. The rafter dude, which traumatized by the wrong types of socialization.
That's why she does this.
Now, please tell me why you're calling Fortress Accident. The company on whose name the terminal you're currently using has been registered to. One moment. Fortress Accident SCS. produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says. Any other questions? The filament you have inserted into the core. I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Is this the personal log? If you are unsure, could you please take a look? Open the hatch on the compartment. Don't touch the wires. A current is running through it, but the core is safe. There's a filament inside. I need to know what it's called. Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
No. Received. I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do.
Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Sleep well, votre accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated.
How long have I been recording? Why did it just autosave? We spent over an hour in here, okay. This is actually less than I thought. I think we can go back to them now. Man, I think we spent more time in reality than the game clock has ticked through. How inefficient. It's snowing. I gotta figure out this computer mouse problems. It messes with me. It puts unnecessary strain into my neck. Which means I get less gaming.
Hi again. So, how are things going? And? What happened? Oh man! Who is he? What did you think? Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church? No matter. Is he gonna be a problem? Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him? I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light! Yeah! Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her? Well, she's in there somewhere. Has to be. Have you tried investigating the machines? Anyway, do let us know if you see her. As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
Man, I even read that as waiting patiently for the end times. Don't need to be getting that much in character. I think I missed something in there. I know there's some that triggers her to show up. I don't know what it is, though. Don't remember. Let's do a loop around. A loop-garoo. Anyone know what that means? It's French for werewolf. I have no idea why I know that. But it's an old memory. I think it was in a movie or something. What'd we miss?
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. The speaker comes to life.
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brune. This is the Sleep Well.
The machine's keyboard.
Do I actually need the one from the other place? You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know, I feel like running all the way over there, but... It's the only thing that comes to mind. It's been too long. Remember who I have and haven't talked to or anything.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
I'm gonna guess I ran around and did all the collectibles. I don't know. So we can finish the bug mission.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist. The reeds bend forlornly toward the water. Some tufts have been crushed. The broken stalks sickly pale against the darkness. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold.
You know why I came back to disco? I found a role play I wanted to avoid more than this one. Something more personal to me. I literally stopped avoiding this because I'm avoiding something else more. Nah, that's only half truth. I started the playthrough that is more cutting into my ego. Started that today. It's not being recorded. That's a private one. But yeah, that's what brought me back.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done. I'm just glad we haven't found some poor cat trapped in one of these.
I will not be discussing the details of what I'm avoiding today. If you're really curious, I'll say my Pathfinder Let's Play drifted too close to it once I selected my mythic path. It's part of why that one's on hold. I've been doing a lot of mental health work past couple months, most of which was to avoid, or the accomplishment of it was calling out all the different things I'm doing to avoid what I actually need to be looking at. Trying to literally reinstate some old trauma I'm already healed from, thinking that processing it again is relevant to something. And that was just a big old distraction. I mean, without exposing myself, I can pretty clearly say the trauma I need to work on right now is just related to processing what my medical issues have taken from me. So, the specifics of what that means are what I would like to keep to myself. At least for now. Did we ever come back to this after turning the power out?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner
Yeah.
and an
We did. I'll probably reveal more of my stuff as I find ways to simplify the points. Not really one for privacy generally. I really don't care. If anyone else can use something I have to say, then go for it.
A dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame.
Another radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
Yeah, I thought we might have neglected to click on this back in the day.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Yeah, we are carrying that around, huh? Glad we didn't sell it.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard,
Ooh.
the play key starts blinking.
I don't know how we've unlocked so few of these.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good evening. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Good. Please repeat the password.
Before we do that, we haven't opened the ledger. We never got the tie. Stop that. That was my mouse having problems or what? Do we want to drop the skill points? Yes, we do. That is such a bad decision, but it's literally the skill of bad decisions, so it all works out.
You should ask her for a hint.
No.
Well, it wasn't a solution. This is just a duplicate of the same problem.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework, and nothing happens. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Okay, what do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
I don't think we... Mouse... Scroll wheel's working. Yeah, that's problem getting worse. I don't know if we believed in the curse in this playthrough. Distracted by the mouse now.
No, that's not it. I think it looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We World board game, with hit death thrown in. Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but... Yes, especially in here.
Mouse.
Okay, let's keep moving.
I'm gonna have to do something about that before it completely fails. Not that I don't have backup mice, but I literally use my computer only with my mouse, so having one without all the extra buttons would be a problem. Can't record anything if I can't Alt-Tab to my OBS software. It creates a lot more problems than that. Where's that password? Don't make me look it up, please. I haven't had to look up a guide to play disco yet, but... Never say never. No, you gonna make me go the long way. I feared that was gonna happen. I may perhaps be at a loss as to what I should be doing. Were those jars on the floor before? Wish they'd fix that bug. Not the most pleasant noise.
It's you again. What is it?
Happen to have a computer password? That's going to be a necessary thing to progress the game, isn't it? That's awkward. We didn't click on the last trap. Oops.
The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. You feel like an amateur. How are you supposed to hold the mic? Should you just sing into it? Where should you stand?
Yeah, I mean, I got one lucky dice check today. Maybe we can get another one.
The air is
What?
thick with anticipation.
Okay. I swear I'm not cheating.
Someone dims the lights as the music starts. Okay, here we go.
I would often go there, to the tiny church there, the smallest church in Saint-San, though it once was larger. How the realm may rest there. Down through the mist there, toward the Seven Sisters, toward those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there, in that tiny yard there. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past here. But now, you are all alone. None of this matters. Now None of this matters at all.
He won against all odds.
A lazy applause fills the room. You feel your hands shake as awareness of your body returns to you.
Yes, well, I'm just doing my job, that's all. But, are you done now? Can I unplug the microphone? I'd like to unplug the microphone.
Achievement unlocked. What's on the map? On the map. On the map. Oh good, the fast travel's working, but today often it doesn't work. I don't know what the key to the church is. It might just be the wrong time of day or something. I don't know.
It takes you a moment, but finally, you spot the last of Morel's traps. This one's partially obscured by the reeds. The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. No locusts. Your voice echoes on the coast, carried by a gust of cold wind.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there. I just see an empty trap. We did, sort of, promise to tell them, didn't we?
Back to the bar again. What? Is the map favoring me this time? No. Maybe if I go stand directly in front of the church. Might be thinking of wrapping up the old episode. Should we do that? Disastrously low progress today. Okay, good. You missed my performance.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
Truly a lot of legwork. My partner adores these kinds of things.
Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mexican origin. The pin is an antique, quite special. Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
You're right. But we gotta be polite.
Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
But darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field.
That is a way, way bigger compliment than it sounds like. Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar notebook.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When, all of a sudden, I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I'd never seen anything like it. The reeds turned into a creature.
She had no fear, just surprise.
There, I'm back. Well-timed interruption. Always a concern with this game. I'll have to pause the recording partway through them voice lines. Hasn't happened yet, though. I count that blessing.
I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds. I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go? Don't go.
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds. She told me it hissed.
So that's how they met. This is beyond significant for them.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
Maybe you imagined it. What a socially unaware line to lead with.
Our first, yes. It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
Not all of them. There is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage ends.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
And she could get up and walk. right into the reeds on her own, into the mud, anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot what walking is myself. It's weird not being able to walk. Not because there's something wrong with the legs, but just because you can't get gravity on the head and the neck, you know? Can't tolerate it. Annoying. Can't do something, and the thing that is directly responsible for doing it isn't even the problem. Wish I could find a neck brace that actually just worked, but conditions a bit more complicated than just loose neck flopping about. Spine's just completely out of position. Just holding it where it is. Not only doesn't that get the job done, it makes it worse. That's why it's been so hard to get a doctor. Kind of what I told one of my friends, I originally thought this was just a lift and hold surgery, But nah, I gotta untangle my spine, like it's a cord for some. Going multiple which ways, and it's real stubborn about being that way. And it's loose, on top of that. Yeah, alright, we moving on now.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. And I don't. Just one.
Or he'll be disappointed in you.
How come I feel like I didn't get this tie in any of the other playthroughs I've done?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
That's pretty cool sound.
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction. They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mama d'Aqua's. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
This lady really should be a teacher. She's really good at the explaining things thing. You have no clue, because you're not a dweeb.
Well, dear, they cancel each other out, and these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Great regret washes over her. A winding cloth.
After that, The corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in AI, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Koltamama Dakwa population anywhere.
Of course, a common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though, ma'am.
I'm glad you did, dear. It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
Something to be paranoid about.
Maybe it's predatory.
Exactly.
It's not. Don't worry. If it were predatory, we would have found it by the damage it inflicts.
I wouldn't be so sure. What if the damage is also invisible?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 20s, a group of Areopagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds. The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest-pitched bat calls.
You paying attention? Because I don't know how much I really am. Hey, that looks like one of those adjustable standing desks, doesn't it? What's that doing in this world?
She transforms, when speaking about these strange animals, into a confident woman.
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Koltamama Dakwa, after the Paracanasian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
Wow.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them. Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mamadakwa they followed individually. Like nothing, it's such a high-pitched sound that us humans can't hear it, nor can other animals. It could be ringing right outside your window and you wouldn't even know it. Could be anywhere. Everywhere, even.
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
I'm going to go out and say, engaging with topics you don't like is a great way to solidify staying focused on the things you are actually interested in. It's like back when I thought I wanted to get into meteorology and like eco-science, ecosystems, natural sciences and all that. It was a great fantasy, the fantasy persisted for a bit. And then I started trying to learn about those topics, and away it went. So, because you really just got to push yourself to engage with everything. So then you actually know yourself better. You got to know yourself by observing yourself, not building a self-image that's based on what you want to be, We're never going to be what we want to be. we're going to be what we are. But then if you go deep enough, our brains are literally wired to find satisfaction in what we are. What we want to be are usually just some kind of avoidant behavior, or people pleasing, or otherwise imposed on us, maybe fear, punishment, disappointment. So it's kind of a weird situation where we are interested in the things that we're meant to be, but then there's this level of being interested in things that aren't for us. Only through observation of the self in action, do we discern true desires from false. But if you're just sitting there all introspective, trying to figure yourself out without engaging with anything, you're going to just solidify the false narratives you have about yourself and create more misery. I'm Kevin, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk on the philosophy of why you literally just need to engage with things and stop fantasizing and picturing and planning. Yeah. You're welcome. Like and subscribe. Comment below.
What about what?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
No, I didn't.
The lieutenant pauses, thoughtfully. Something in him breaks.
Uh-oh.
Ah, fuck it. Let's have more cryptids.
Well, the most dangerous cryptid is thought to have been the gnome of Jeroma.
A gnome? Is it going to be like a red cap?
None of its victims survived. Or even relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue almost entirely.
It's not like a red cap. Speaking of which, I have this, I don't want to oversell it. I think red caps are cool. I don't know why. Maybe because it's one of the only bits of, Scottish mythology that I have really any familiarity with. And I'm either part Scottish or Irish. I haven't quite figured it out. Relatives are from Ireland with Scottish names. So, yeah, gonna take some effort to figure that mystery out. If it even matters. And it probably does, so, yeah. Now, what's the current state of, Irish-Scottish relations? There's definitely been a lot of hostility historically, but I don't know if there is any right now. And I don't mean, geopolitically, I just mean on a personal basis.
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of these very little species?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science. No, it's the cryptid. Oh, yes. The eight-eyed teratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered with a wingspan of 11.5 meters. It was thought to have gone extinct 3,500 years ago. Some even doubted the fossils were real. A mutation, they said. Until...
Mutation? All of evolution is a mutation.
Until it was cited by renowned Gottwaldian explorer and naturalist Uwe Plattenkalk in 21.
You know, going way back to the religion topic earlier. Evolution versus creationism is another one of those things where I feel like there's, data points that disprove both theories. And that's kind of awkward because we only got the two theories. I mean, it could just mean that the real answer is a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B or something, but I don't know. The overarching point here is there's a lot of things like that if you really start just looking into, I guess, human knowledge, where we only got a couple theories for various things, and people firmly take camps and argue about it till the end of days. But there's points that seem to discredit all of the theories. I mean, how worked up should you really be getting about it at the end of the day, Like, everybody could be wrong, other than a theoretical future scientist who figures out a theory that's more credible than everything we currently have. It's certainly happened plenty of times throughout history. Yeah.
It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Oamrau Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Plattenkalk got separated from his group during a sandstorm. Alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward, where man hasn't stepped foot in over 1,000 years, since the fall of Pericarnassus.
I will say, I'm not just like the contrarian who says, "Oh, everyone's wrong. I'm ascended above it all." Like, I favor I favor kind of the mixed narrative, creationism, but not distinctly competent like the creation wasn't done competently, perhaps. That's kind of right. I mean, there's so much nuance to both of the theories. You could have a guided evolution. You could have, unguided evolution is obviously the primary theory. And then creationism, the prominent theory is, omnipotent, all powerful, all, what's the word? Benevolent God. Like there's a lot of takes on that. Yeah. That's, like I said, I had a history with Gnosticism, where you have an incompetent or malevolent creator. That's the defining belief of Gnosticism. Is that the creator is either not benevolent or not omniscient. And that the savior figure, if there is one in Gnostic belief, is opposed to the creator. They call the demiurge. I'm not all deep into that. I mean, I never was deep into it. I had a pretty shallow understanding, but I don't align myself to it really anymore. But I do think it's pretty straightforward that creation is highly flawed. I mean, if evolution were true, as stated, why would anything ever get complex enough to be readily faulty or require more energy consumption for survival? You know, the argument there is why isn't everything just insects or bacteria? Like, there's nothing more fit for mass reproduction than that. You know, like that's the perfect entity just based on natural selection, survival. And you go, the creationism, guess what? Throughout all history, there was 50% child mortality. You know, we got genetic mutations, all kind of things. So, I mean, we're obviously not built that everyone gets even just a life, let alone a quality life, especially one where they'd be able to be judged on their actions or, you know, engage in morals, morality. Yeah. And learn from the life or anything. Like, it's like neither theory makes sense. Yeah.
He was lost, without any navigation equipment, and desperately low on water. After a day or two, he noticed a bird high in the noon sky. A great black bird. It seemed gargantuan. Every now and then, the bird would dive down to feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon. But by the time Uwe got there, the Teratorn had taken off already, and the carcass was picked clean. This happened many times.
Who is Uwe? Wasn't paying attention. Now, you didn't even mention Uwe. It's got to be this Dr. Plekenkolk or whatever, but yeah.
Eat the bird. Uwe. It's the only way to survive.
Uwe.
More like he followed it. A bird that big has many liters of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days, Dr. Plottenkalk followed the Teratorn until they reached a great canyon wall where the bird finally landed to rest. The professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleeping with his head tucked under its wing, a great black pile of feathers on the perch. So he approached, slowly squeezing the rock in his fist.
Mouse cursor is going to be the end of me. The thing that irritates me too is, you know, I'm disabled. I use my computer in bed. I don't know if the mouse is the fault or the bed sheets have just like creased enough that the mouse is acting up, you know? Like, that was my going theory for a while. It's just that it was a problem with the surface. Nothing's actually broken, but I don't know.
Then the Teratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull, like a spider. And the man couldn't move. He was paralyzed, frozen into place with the rock in his hand. Whatever he did, he could not get closer to the bird. The bird was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back. Every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uwe spent 3 days trying until the bird flew away. Absolutely, sweetie. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since, but Wamrao is vast, mysterious, and holds many secrets.
Uwe from Wow. Okay.
Modern radar telemetry shows great promise. We will confirm this one by the end of the decade, latest.
This one I liked. Not only does it have 8 eyes, and is a living fossil, and the largest bird ever to live, it also does mind control.
You're just jealous because you only have 4 eyes. Oh! Got him.
Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls from Il Mara. And then there's the striking resemblance to the Pericarnassian imperial eagle, an ancient heraldic symbol that is hard to pass off as coincidence. The imperial eagle, too, had 8 eyes.
Very, very hard.
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie on you and thinking, that man is into cryptids. So, what else do you want to know?
That's good.
Of course, dear.
But we'll check that tie out, though. I just don't know if it'll be as banging as this one. Oh, no, we have gotten this previous playthroughs. I remember how it looks. Oh, yeah, and I got these dice. Need to kill another 20 minutes. You do the composure check. This dude's here. I thought we'd lost him forever.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Well, coulda, shoulda, woulda. If only we had a skill point. Yes.
Was that? Could it be the Col de Mamadakwa? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
Imagination. This is a perfect opportunity to indulge.
There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species. It must be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you. What are you doing? You're a police officer, not a pansy ornithologist. The only birds you should be looking for are healthy women of childbearing age.
I have been shamed.
No, I don't hear the Col de Mamadakwa, and neither do you.
Of course he doesn't. He's deaf. Oh no. The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it. No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets. Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
Oh, but I want that now too. May, I'm gonna have to choose between composure and paranoia. I should have known when I saw that name that it was gonna come back to bite us. Be an ongoing. What are our options? Wait, but I did that. Didn't I? What? Did we not talk to Morel?
Ha ha! Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
All right. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid?
Roger Waters. I don't know why my mind went there.
He doesn't want to make it feel like you knowing it is some big deal.
Believe me, you won't guess it. You either know or you don't. The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant, known colloquially as the dread moose. No, but we're not get out of anywhere. The dread moose is a widely reported cryptid from Arda. It subsists entirely on flesh, and has even been known to dig up fresh graves in search of sustenance.
Does he not get out of here? He's autistic. Case closed. No? Is that being empathetic?
Human remains have been found deep in the forest, torn apart, then trampled into the mulch by large hooves. Infer from that what you will. Just like an ordinary Arden moose. You can't. That's what makes it so dreadful and hard to identify.
So I have recovered the mouse cursor a couple of times, lifting the mouse and putting it back down again. But I swear I was doing that earlier and it didn't help, so.
Of course you do.
The bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more. Sightings in Vasa, reaching back 4 centuries. But, of course, nothing satiates the skepticism of.
Yeah, there's always some technical thing underpinning my series. It's not frame rate and graphics cards. It's some technical problem. That's not what PC gaming is, I swear. We're not always just looking for a problem to troubleshoot. Sometimes we're looking for something to spend money on. When we don't even need to.
A detective. Pardon me, I did not wish to seek conflict. It's simply my training to question things.
Understood, Lieutenant. No offense, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories. Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
Yeah, I called it right.
Be friendly, dear. The detective really likes these critters. We've talked about them in great detail.
Now the man feels embarrassed. Time to move on, perhaps.
By all means.
You'd say I shouldn't have clicked that.
Good. Okay. And? Completely empty?
Surprise, tempered with fear and trepidation. He doesn't know what to think yet. Maybe you're joking?
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
Oh, of course, more clever.
You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behoove you to tread lightly.
That's surely an empathy, not a suggestion.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps. Make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
Of course. Be sarcastic.
What?
Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture. Mine stands, okay?
I wasn't trying to be sarcastic. Oh no, I'm not recognizing sarcasm. Oh, it's not true, officer. There's no autism here. Yeah, I mean, I got no idea. I don't believe I am. Who the hell knows?
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here.
No.
This has been refreshing, but...
You gotta waste 2 more minutes.
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently.
This calls for speed.
Always a pleasure to see officers.
Gotta play that need for speed. We had hot pursuit of the crypto thingy. We were already holding on to the pills. Observation skill failure. Nobody saw that, right? Oh good, it's just a morale damage. Not a morale. Morale? So nobody cares.
Hello. Lena and I were just discussing the design of the new trap.
We will win.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too.
Kids. What would a child want with bags?
Why did that damage our health? Just remembering Kuno almost killed us.
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
Delinquents, my favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
Oh no.
This is a slippery one. He may respect the law, but mostly wants to pass under
No.
the radar. You won't get a chance to talk after you walk out of here.
You mean my skill point?
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs. Morale, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologise, Geary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of Sue's rain tea today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on.
I thought I'd missed the line. And then it came back, and now I'm missing it all
Always
over
a pleasure
again.
to see it. I mean, officers.
Whatever, I don't want the composure. I'd rather have the other thing. Let's go get that gun. But let's get some health pickups first, just in case, we get shot and that's like 2 health down or something, like, that'd be kind of bad. I'm gonna need more than 1 band-aid for this.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs.
Okay, here. I hope St. Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Yeah. We got all them drug on. Yeah, we got all my non-just drugs on. I'm sure you understood what I said perfectly. Even better than I did. Yeah, it's working. Oh yeah, I was gonna cut the episode. Am I though? Am I really gonna do that? Not yet. It's been so long since we played the disco. Vintage crank whale. That joke's only gonna mean something to a very select number of people. One or two.
Put your hands where I can see them. Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now! Show me your hands! Right now!
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
You shouldn't be here. Something's very wrong with her. She's completely out of control.
Yeah, it's a bad situation.
Failure to comply. Suspect is displaying aggression. Officer, under duress! Officer, under duress! I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Suspect is armed and dangerous. Suspect is on the loose. Suspect at large. Officer, administer street justice at our own peril. That one extra lick with a baton or extra knee strike above was what was actually required. Suspect is under control. Suspect is under control.
In her mind, you're under control. control now. The next moment, you're not. It appears the things she says are very real to her, as long as she's saying them.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
No, don't do that.
It's a goddamn police shitbag. On the pavement. You're under arrest.
She thinks she's a police officer. Try treating her like a police officer. A lower-ranking police officer.
What?
With a swift, poorly coordinated move, the woman slams the megaphone against her lips and teeth. A trickle of blood runs down her chin. She doesn't notice it.
I think we might have made the wrong call. But I wanted to tell her it'll be alright.
Officer compromise. Unlawful impersonation. Pigs en route. Engage your will.
Okay, she's actually more agitated now. My bad.
Yeah.
Officer in need of assistance. Suspect at large. Get on the ground.
Can Kim, like, get on the ground or something?
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon.
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot. Big red key. Big red key.
What happened to make her like this? Loneliness. Again, a neurodegenerative disease.
Hey, at least I'm not ending up that way. I'm stuck in a bed. I mean, I'm mentally sane. Yeah.
The woman looks at you, but through you, like you don't exist. Her eyes gleam feverishly, and the rotating police beacon lights reveal deep scratch marks on her cheeks. Sometimes when things get very bad, it's good to remind yourself that you have a body by scratching it.
It's an interesting line.
This is the police. Unlawful engagement. Hands on the ground. Scumbag.
So this is what the weather's like on the other end of a cop's gun.
Fascinating. See? This is what happens when we are not around.
Get the gun, Lieutenant. It's okay. It's safe, he thinks. Just get it.
I don't know. Fine. Trust you.
She's frantic, confused, teetering under all that gear. There's an opening if you just move fast enough. If not, the lieutenant's got her in his sights. Sure, you're you, but how do we end this? She's not just gonna let you leave.
You gotta meet Kuno's dad.
Suicide by cops. Split-second decision. Eat lead, scumbag.
Uh-oh.
Situation is under
shot. She's not a threat. Everybody stay calm.
I was 95% sure the gun is empty, and still that instinctual muscle twitch could have ended in an unnecessary death.
Oh, I thought that noise was her loading it. It was her trying to shoot.
What is this? This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. Police guns always have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
She looks devastated. Grab the gun, right now. This might be your only chance.
Did we even need the gun to see Kuno's dad? No, we didn't.
Weapon still trained on the pigs. The lieutenant swiftly reaches down to snatch up the gun.
We a broken detective. We gonna end up like that. We see too much of ourselves in her.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
The woman stands in front of you, motionless, unresponsive, almost like an inanimate object now. A mountain of police paraphernalia.
We gonna get the funny thing. Go do. It makes sense if you have enough neurodegenerative damage.
In there she is alone, trapped in a world of blue and red lights.
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this. Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8 and loneliness. Yeah, looks like a bad case. But the question is what to do with her right now. I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without the gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family. Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late, and they might have already gone home. Oh, before we go, I believe this belongs to you.
Oh, another choice.
Okay, but probably couldn't change your mind anyway. Let's go then.
Please, leave the radio on.
She stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and fleshes now. Maybe if you search her once more.
Search her once more. What?
The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap? The old woman doesn't react to your touch.
She didn't have that. Well, go do this first. And then we probably can't even go do the Kunos dance anyway. Too late.
It's you again. What is it? What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it? God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Kurong or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Hey, wasn't Everard's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig.
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do.
It's fine.
You absolute fool.
You're fucking with me. Your gun. She had your fucking gun?
Sure did, boss. Heard him loud and clear. The pigs lost his gun to the pigs.
Where is it now? I don't see it.
It's been taken care of, but she hasn't been.
Boy, howdy. Well, we'll get her help. You just stay out of the way. Way far out of the way. Wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig? No, I didn't. Because I'm not fucking stupid, Polizonte.
Yeah, Carl. That's some pretty fucking weird shit to say. The pigs level weird. But whatever gets you through the day. Wows, like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
The children kept her together.
Auntie LaPlante, we always called her. Something LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo. Fuck you, pig. What the fuck you are playing at, huh?
Easy, Al. Don't let him get to you. Have one for Auntie LaPlante, huh?
Don't disrespect Miss LaPlante, Copper. She's good people. We all get a little crazy sometimes. Dunno. She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Station 41. A man carries a crate of rusted, unused badges. You think these would net us something at the annual auction? A balding detective drags a comb futilely across his head. Shit, who'd want those? Just dump them into the river.
They do just dump.
No problemo, cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
I did unlock that, huh? It's sleeping time? Maybe. Let's see if we can get in the apartment first. But I think it's probably too late. I don't know which one we go into. I think it's this one.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno Doroita. Your heartbeat quickens, palms go sweaty. The siren of amphetamine is singing you her song.
We don't have the right equipment for this job. Now we do. How are we even gonna go about this one?
A shabby door hangs oddly on its...
And the place comes with 3 months' worth of utility bills.
No response. The door is locked by a chain. If only you had some kind of standard police device for the cutting of chains. Something, perhaps.
Damn it. Now we get to go run around. Yeah, this is a good episode. We gotta finish it at a high point. It's a grand return to form. We're finally doing the thing that we've been talking about for ages.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and a metallic drawer. The handles are
one thing.
Snap, snap, go the cutters. In your hand, the pull-out toolbox,
One thing I didn't have. But doing this with just one health is kind of sketchy, but guess we're ready for it. I gotta go all the way down there to notice that. Double noticing. Oh. You're on speed, so you hear some seagulls. Good for you. Good for you. That wasn't useful. But yeah, this is my grand return to form here. Probably even going to get the game finished. And I'll have videos scheduled out the wazoo. What's this? And that. What? Oh, we go into the room.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid...
Make me switch and swap and everything. Fine, I'm gonna drink this first. Time to be Bold.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges.
What?
Secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity.
No, we not failing this. No, we came too far. Don't you mess with me, you mouse. Got nothing. Empathy glasses. Nah. Oh. Come on, Lucky Streak.
The shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges. Secured to snip. The cutter goes through them like dead leaves. The links fall to the ground on the other side of the door. Don't let the quiet fool you. The beast is in there somewhere, ready to rip you to shreds with a broken bottle.
I know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick.
We got a bottle too, brother. We good. We all bottling things up around here. So glad we made that check. You know how just this all would have been. Let's go in here first. No idea. Don't know why I did that. I've never done this quest though, so I have no idea what we're getting ourselves into, but we're prepared for it, right? As long as he's not a logical sort, or artistic, or autistic, any of those things would be bad. We gotta see what we deal with. Why is there only one bed in here? Got your pants. Nah, we came here to threaten him and beat him, not just steal things.
A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stained parka, some towels and a duvet, some socks even. Something underneath there is breathing.
Come on, you were supposed to confront me and you just sleeping?
It doesn't give a shit that you're a cop. Stop your hand now, or you're gonna die. It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do this. Just get out.
Should have I looked at the desk first? I'm so bad at
The phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills. Right next to it, in plain sight, sits a small bottle of amphetamine, conveniently equipped with a straw. You pocket the bottle as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Don't wait. Celebrate. Blast that shit right here. Take inventory of it once this boring table shit is done. Blast it before you face the beast. Deruita. You're going to need the encouragement.
I already did. One step ahead of you.
A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stain, something under. It doesn't give a shit. It's not too late. Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You hear a growl. There is something alive underneath it.
Yeah, just in case this is a job calling for our emotions.
You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol, and God knows what else. The smell of shit rises from his mouth.
No, I thought he was going to be a lot younger than 60, and not fat. I was picturing some bodybuilder-like dude.
You don't have to take him down. He's already down. Silence. Only heat emanates from the sleeping body. He wouldn't be too thrilled to learn you stole his stash. It was the last thing keeping him functional.
Well, judging by the color of his hair, I would say yes, it is.
The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest is coppery. The light from the window falls into his half-open eyes.
Light from the window? Was there light outside the window at 10, like some p.m.?
There's still plenty to be scared of here. Just not what you thought.
Are you saying a man who looks like Kuno broke into his father's apartment and passed out in his father's bed? This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but at least he won't be beating his son.
A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty, and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is not awake.
But I'm prepared.
His half-open eyes give him the look of a dead man, but he is in there and not enjoying himself.
Look, he's trying to communicate.
I mean, if I can't beat him, I could join him?
What is there to do? We could turn him on his side so he doesn't choke on his own vomit, but he's already on his side. We could take him to Remedy or Saint-Baptiste, but he doesn't have money for medical services. The almshouse would turn him down. They don't do charity for people who are trying to kill themselves. Besides, he'll be dead in a few.
The pile of blankets grunts miserably.
I'm afraid it is. Look, it moves.
A groan rises from the man's throat, dry like a death rattle. He's trying to say something in his sleep.
Well, there's no way we're gonna get this. Oh, that's about to expire. Hurry up. No, don't act up. Click the button.
The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out the syllables. A hand emerges from the blankets, trying to gesticulate something.
Maybe if we hadn't come at 11 at night.
And then it dawns upon you, clear and surreal.
I don't think it would have mattered.
Pigs, he says. He's trying to call you pigs. Are you going to let a semi-conscious degenerate disrespect you? His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated. A loud snore escapes his mouth. He's asleep again.
At least he got to say his piece.
Why? Man, I was expecting like a dealer. I'm not disappointed, I'm just mad.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything. Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half back. That's how we split it. It's the best way, street way. Word on the street is, you sent your little friend in dressed as a hooker, distraction style. That's some sick shit.
Not a single muscle moves on the lieutenant's face.
Kuno wants to hear all about it, but first we split the kilo, then we shoot the shit.
Alright.
Wow, that's heavy.
Is this empathy?
There you go. More than half in there. Kuno's fucking honourable like that.
There is no movement on the lieutenant's face as he stares intently at the trash container.
It's behind him.
But he does not approve.
Yeah, he's supposed to be doing things behind his back, not parallel with his back.
Now tell me, how the fuck are you still alive, pig? Yeah, you do some sambo shit, sneak in. Is the hooker thing real?
Sambo is an acronym for Samaran boxing, graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool. Just letting you know.
What is this shit? He's fucked up on roids to drink more. You can't kill him. Kuno's dad says he'll die by his own hand. Die suicide style.
The lieutenant flashes you a sharp look, but doesn't say anything.
Fuck out of here. Kuno made that shit up to demean you.
Agree and amplify.
Look, pigs. Kuno gets it. You don't want to talk about it. Close quarters combat shit. Kuno doesn't want to talk about it either. Combat trauma shit.
That room was so small. To be stuck in there with him, not an easy fight for a kid.
What? Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told ya. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. That's nothing to Kuno's dad. You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window. Kuno's not fucking trying to be tough. This shit is real. Kuno's fucking violent dad's gonna be a vegetable. Kuno knows that shit. Stroke shit. Stomach fucked up and... Kuno's gonna go out like that too. Gonna be just like Kuno's violent dad. Speed shit, crime shit, fucking on the bed. Go out West Revachol style.
Stop saying all this sad shit, Kuno.
There's a touch of grief in there.
Fuck you talking sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit. Get your fucking nun ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think 'cause you brought Kuno 1 gram of speed, your friends now? Turn into... Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is that shit.
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
The fuck do you know about Kuno's life? Kuno's got plans. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we got plans!
6 meters underground, below piping from before the war, the collapsed remains of the Martinez storm drain system. There are 2 stolen flashlights with piles of batteries next to them, beside 2 bedrolls, in the dark and opening into the lower tunnels.
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3 years or some shit. That's right, it's a shithole. Kuno's gonna move underground, Leroy shit, ancient shit. Kuno's gonna live in a fucking catacomb.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno!
Yeah, pig, this shit is done. Now get the fuck out of Kuno's face. Kuno needs to drop the bomb. No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison!
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
What?
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
I got another skill point, but it's too late. Something. Oh, for the composure check. Feel like we might wanna sit on that. Can redo the mirror check. If we can even get into the hotel room. You got any bugs in here? I hear something. Yes.
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case.
Yeah, game over. Mission accomplished.
Of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well. Oh, I'm not being sarcastic at all. We are making real progress here. If anything, the presence of the locust points to the opposite. The phasmid did not take the bait from the traps. It was Kuno. The phasmid doesn't exist. But what do I know? I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things. You are doing just fine.
Thank you. Just fine.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Kuno doesn't give a fuck? Yeah. Kuno took the bugs, so what?
So it wasn't the phasmid. A wave of disappointment washes over you.
They're not pets. Don't you know what locusts are? When they come out of the fucking sky. Fucking descendant shit.
Stop!
You stop. It's like they're fucking night. Locust City, Night City, City of Rage.
The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort. The lameness is causing her physical pain. The damage may be permanent.
Maybe I am.
Oh, Kuno! It's so lame, even the pig knows it's lame. Please stop!
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free. Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
But don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
So that's what this is about.
I don't believe you.
For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face. Use this momentary confusion to take control of the situation.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. C was right.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno.
It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Build shit when he's zipping hard. Fuck.
Did this conversation trigger the snow?
Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame. Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die. The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps? The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit.
There's silence between the two children. They're not saying anything to each other, nor looking in each other's direction.
What? I don't think he's used to people giving him a straight answer. Just be caring that he has a question. Hunch we're not going to be able to get to that mirror, but... maybe the door will be open in the morning when it's not relevant for sleeping. I don't know. What does it cost to stay in there?
Ah, smallest church in Saint-Saëns, right? Cool. Now, what can I do for you? Got the 20 real?
That's just throwing money away, isn't it? I don't know if there's anything else to
Why are you wasting?
buy or not. I mean, there's no reason ever to pay for that room after you get the shack, right? Oh yeah, I was supposed to talk to the cryptos, whatever's. They're not even there. Welcome to this episode of Wasting Everyone's Time. I am Kevin, Resilient ME. It's kind of cold out here.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea.
I'll be sleeping in my room in the whirling. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
You got a mirror in here? Wait, no, that's a singular object.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin. The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic. You'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fucking pansy.
I don't know. Leave it alone.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Recorded in you forever on ferrotape.
On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
All stuck on loop. Whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harristar, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth. There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
'Cause only love can break your heart. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
Do it for the wind.
What? Oh, man.
Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now. It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that things are not quite in hand around here.
Full health and morale.
Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly out of control. The center isn't holding. And despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse. Oh, sure. You've been making progress on your case, interviewing people, solving side tasks. But who's focusing on the big questions? Open your eyes. Stop getting distracted by details. It's time you started focusing on what really matters. You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité. The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios. Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues, the human welfare index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy. Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by a legitimate authority, like a committee. Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez. The one you seem so set on driving away, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Revachol. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves. Most likely, your findings will be collected in a report, which will be carefully reviewed by your superiors. Once they've reviewed it, those same superiors will produce a set of recommendations to be taken up at the next meeting of the Standing Committee. Rest assured, no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper channels.
Ooh. Proper channels.
Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated.
Proper channels of calling an episode. Got 20 more list options. That's pretty good, being that committed to the RP. But yeah, we gotta drop that save and come back to this another day. It's fine. Till next time, everybody. Good night.